greatest city in the Commonwealth, Northport, the city of adventure, on another episode of Coriander Society Adventures. I, tormented by gnomes, will be your guide through this land, joined once again by Ninja Man Matt and Paws of War as our heroes undergo the greatest challenge they've ever faced before, shopping.
For a funeral for her granddaughter.
Lovely. Oh, yeah, not as lovely.
Yeah, less lovely. All right, so what sort of stuff do you guys want to buy? And what sort of scenes do you want to happen while you're in the Garment District talking to the secretary at the Essex Hotel, Captain Rascal? Yeah, what are you looking for, sweetheart? Anything you want, we can hook you up. I know, lots of lovely folks.
Question, Asena, do you happen to know, is this going to be more so a celebration of life or a more traditional, we're all sad and we should be sad kind of a deal? Did Jasmine mention?
No. I just imagine whichever one rich people do. Probably sad.
Probably sad. Unless, is it less so? I know that we had rich people painting at a park. They rented out an entire park to paint in, so rich people problems. Yeah, when we jumped to Dodson and all the rest of the stars that were actually vampires.
To be fair, those were his vampire spawn minions, and they were all painting pictures of him to stoke his ego.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, normal rich people stuff.
Exactly.
Why don't we call her? Does she have a phone? You have a phone.
She does have a phone.
I mean,
it's an old school phone, but
yeah, she has. I can call old school phones. I have Ethernet. I have the cloud. Or literally. The weave, depending on the cosmology.
Depending on what universe we're in.
Yeah.
Let's call her.
Yeah. John's going to go ahead and call up Jasmine then.
All right. Roll 1d20.
Just like a straight 1d20?
Just a straight 1d20.
A 7. Lucky number 7.
Mm-hmm.
You've reached Park Plaza. How may I direct your call today?
Hi, yes, I'm looking for Jasmine Carrington.
Jasmine Carrington. Well, who should I tell her is calling today?
Her maybe daughter, Asena, and her Batman, John Carmichael.
Okay. Hello, Asena, darling.
Hi, maybe Mom. I'm going shopping.
Without me?
It wasn't my idea.
I can let this slight pass. What's the? Obviously I know the occasion. How can I help you, dear?
So I don't really know what. I don't know. Your life has got like a lot of rules that are sort of not spoken, secret rules when it comes to fashion.
Very astute, yes. It's a language unto its own that I regret I never had the opportunity to teach you.
Well, we should go shopping sometime soon.
Absolutely.
But I'm here at the Garment District because I figured I could get something custom made.
I suppose that would work, yes.
But I'm not sure what you suggest.
Formal, blacks, and veils. Mournful formal is the fashion that you're looking for. Or formal mourning, depending. No, it's more of formal mourning, I would say, than mournful forming.
Formal mourning.
Formal mourning.
With a veil.
Yes. And it's customary to wear a hat, darling.
Okay, so a hat with a veil on it?
Exactly. The one you saw me when you came up to visit. That would do quite nicely.
Okay, cool. I will figure it out.
Whatever you find, bring by my penthouse later and I can give you some pointers on it and see if we need to call up a tailor. Anything that you need.
Okay. Thank you for, well, my friend John wants to know if it's a happy funeral or a sad funeral.
Oh, it's a very very solemn occasion. It's more of a funeral than a wake.
Wait. Okay, not a week.
Correct.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry I called.
Oh, no, it's okay. Call anytime, love.
Okay. Goodbye.
Ta-ta.
Excellent.
Not awake.
Not awake. And morning with a U, just to clarify.
A you.
Mhm.
God. She's gonna write it on her hand. Morning with a U.
And yeah, okay, perfect. So I think what we'll be looking for now is we should find our tailor first and then let them know what we need, and they'll send us on a fetch quest to collect all of the items we'll need here in the district.
I mean, if you want to do it like that, but usually they just, they have their suppliers and everything. John.
That's true. Unless we order something particularly fancy.
Well, what have you got in mind? I know people. They know people.
Well, I'm just thinking, depending on, what kind of statement we want to make, we might be having to hunt down some monstrous beast in a nearby jungle in order to claim the hide in order to have the materials necessary. But, I mean, it really depends on what Asena's going for.
I hear there's alligators in the sewer.
There are, but those are also very protected right now.
Huh.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to kill Susan.
Susan. Huh. Well, if you're friends, then obviously we don't want to make purses or shoes out of them. So who do I need to hook you up with?
Well, we're looking for, and, Asena has the laundry list of what we need. We'll go ahead and pass that along to Miss Rascal.
Yeah, there's a favorite, an immigrant who's got a shop kind of closer to the side of Greenvine. Does lots of business with folks. A lot of the real savvy types who up in their fancy houses and stuff know to look for the good stuff, but it's a little bit out of the way, a little bit, on the down low. But I could absolutely connect you. It's a Gallian bloke and his husband. They do good work.
Gallian, is John familiar with?
Yeah, Gallia is the province of the Ausonian Empire that revolted and caused the last Great War. Yeah.
Okay. All of the art he's been collecting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. And yeah, John should be at least somewhat caught up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. They do good work. Whatever you need, they can source it. They can take care of it. Unless it, is like I don't know, giant octopus hide or something. That maybe more your department.
And Catherine, will they take regular my kind of currency, or do we need to translate it into Northport bucks?
Oh, I think what you're carrying around is universal, sweetheart.
Okay, perfect. Great. Good to know.
The only people who might raise their eyes at that are the tax man, the G-men, the government.
Mm-hmm.
But nice little galleon tailor. Mm-hmm. Good as well,
I mean, you could have said it. I would have been very happy to hear it. But yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't be as... it doesn't matter. Here's the address, and she'll go ahead and scribble it down.
And we'll go ahead and make it post-haste.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine, can we pick you up anything while we're out?
Some coffee that doesn't taste like dirt would be nice.
I could... You know what? Yeah, I'll get you a Keurig.
What now?
Don't worry about it. I'll have Gaston work on it as soon as possible. In the meantime, I'll get you something suitable.
Note to self, ask Gaston to make high-tech coffee machine.
Yep. And the Essex Hotel is going to have the only one.
This little sleazy, like, underworld connected, whenever it shows in a black and white film, it's like this big old thing with a neon, like a half falling apart electric light on it, and it plays the jazz every time, and it's that little rundown place is gonna have the best coffee in town.
Yeah, it will. Also, just a bit of a precaution, Miss Rascal. There's going to be another tenant before long. I'm not sure how long they'll be staying, but if you could, and John gives Catherine the dimensions of what at least a startup, my first layer in the hotel would be, and lets them know that we need to start looking for help, some sorts of assistance, both in the manual labor department and not like the best minds, but people who don't mind listening and learning.
Oh, John, I mean, I'd do anything for you, and that includes saying, are you sure we want to set up a shop like this and a joint like this?
Well, unless you have a better idea, this is the only place that I'd really trust to monitor something like that.
Let me see what I can do for you.
We've got a boiler room, don't we?
There is the boiler room, yeah.
To power this place, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we just made a very interesting friend who's able to make additions to the subterranean areas of the world.
Okay, okay. You got a list, a wish list for this whole thing?
I do, and John gives it to her.
Okay. All right, let me see what I can do. Ask Catherine Rascal for help finding a evil is crossed out secret lair.
John's gonna give her, because I'm trying to think about what that would be in real money, like 500 gold.
It's $50,000.
Which should be enough for a startup lair.
Excuse me for a moment. Can you just watch the front desk? And she goes downstairs. You hear thunk, thunk. Thunk.
I'm guessing from the sound of it, she doesn't like the bank either.
I'm really hoping that's what that sound is.
And she walks up humming a little tune to herself and like
Miss Rascal, should I be worried?
not in the slightest.
That's what I'd like to hear. All right, take care. I'll be back with that coffee as soon as I can.
Absolutely, darling. You two have a nice time, all right?
Thank you kindly.
All right, and off you go to see Dufron the tailor.
Dufron?
Dufron, who's operating out of like an alleyway. There's a little garage. It's a row of apartments, right? Like tenement apartments, and there's a back alley with a door that just opens. It almost looks like a storage unit, and the inside of this thing, like a garage or a storage unit, is just filled with all sorts of suits and sewing equipment and such. And so when he does business, he just opens it up, closes it down. One of those big corrugated metal doors. When you roll up, it is raining. Dufron's sitting. He's got one of those fisherman caps on, coat, sitting down on a bucket outside in the rain, sipping something.
Oh, it's raining now?
Uh-huh. It's a dark and stormy day. You're the ones who Rascal sent to me, yes?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Looks right, opens the thing. Come.
We do that.
Turns on the electric lights, and once you get inside, like this front layer of just coats on racks and such, inside this place, it's actually really nice. There's a carpet set up, a couple of lounge chairs, little changing room behind a folding area. It's like lots of red sort of wall, but it's not walls. It's just drapes hung to make it as if it's walls. The furniture is nice. It's wood. There's some little sculptures. The lamps that are nearby lend it that sort of warm, dark lighting. You know what I mean? It's like a cozy study. And there's a gramophone playing some music over to the side. Very classy. Old country stuff. And they'll go ahead and start out by having you stand on what is obviously a bucket, but a very nice, sturdy bucket to take your measurements. This is for a fancy funeral, yes?
Yes.
That is correct.
Yes. Let's see. Goes in and starts bringing out fabrics and holding them up against you. No. Maybe.
What are you looking for?
I will know it when I see it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes. Just
This is a really good guy.
Can I have
The
you a
best.
drink while you wait?
Oh, sure.
Do you take wine or spirits?
Spirits, I think.
And he'll go and pull out a bottle of brandy and pour it out for you. We start with this.
Thank you.
Yes. And he'll it takes a while, but he's gonna go ahead and he's just doing stuff without you even telling him anything. Roll insight checks, both of you.
And Dufron, what is it we're going to be imbibing right now?
A natural 1 on the insight check. A 28 for you. John, you've determined that even though he's already in active like business mode, this isn't one of those shut the hell up and let me work things. If you have input or requests, you can get them in. This Dufron just wastes no time whatsoever.
Yeah.
Asena, you need to be completely still and quiet.
Oh,
You absolutely do not interrupt this person or something terrible is going to happen.
okay.
It's a Liberation Gullian brandy taken from the Ausonians in the last Great War, smuggled over by my grandfather. Very good yet. Taken from the ancestral fields before they burned it. Here.
John consumes it with gusto, not wanting to besmirch the story that goes along with this fine liqueur.
It is dry and delicious and refreshing, and just
Fantastic.
strong enough to like give you that sort of warm, everything's chill sensation, but not enough to give you a full-fledged buzz.
That's pretty fantastic.
Asena's gonna like move everything like very slowly to grab the drink and sip the drink.
You see Dufron like watching as you move, and you get very anxious. But he hasn't said anything. You're probably okay, but you're walking on thin ice, lady. You better be careful.
John takes out some very fine spirits that he had purchased in Perianth, and he explains, this is a very ancient wine that comes from a far-off moon in an ancient galaxy across the stars. It's made a trip through time and space in this here briefcase of mine. And John just opens up the briefcase, sticks his arm down past where this should possibly be going. And when he pulls out the wine, he offers it to him. It's decorated in the accents of the House of Florist. There's beautiful gilded flowers that go sprawling across this large, not too large. It's a very elegant looking bottle, but it's definitely like a magnum size. It's big, but not like, incredibly so. And when John pours out the liquid, it is gold instead of a typical wine color.
Dufra will regard it like when you talked about galaxies and moons, there was this like smile kind of on his face. Oh yeah, so Catherine, she always sends me the weird ones. But then you reach your arm in and pull this thing out. One hand will toast you and drink. The other hand continues working.
He's that good. Okay.
But he stops, like he freezes. There's safety pins all over Asena's arm as he's just, stitching things up, and he takes a sip. Oh. He sets it down. One pin like inches from Asena's skin still. Single tear rolls down his eye. And he goes back to work.
When we toast, John makes sure. Wait, Asena, don't move. Hold on, we'll come to you. And he plays He plays up the whole "she shouldn't be moving" thing.
All right. An equivalent exchange card has been played.
Oh.
Remember that it doesn't have to be an item. It can be a resource or something more cosmic, but you can exchange something for something else. It is good until the end of tonight's session.
Oh, wow.
All right. Unless
question, I have a really, really weird question here. So it says you may sacrifice something. It says an item, an action, a resource, or something else in exchange for something of similar or equal value. I've been kind of wondering something on the back of my brain of brains that I'm wondering would be possible with this. Now it's a common card, so I'm assuming it can only go so far. But since it says or something else,
here's the thing. It's a common card, but it all scales with what you're sacrificing. It's equivalent exchange.
Would you be able to exchange a class feature?
What do you have in mind?
Well, so the reason I ask is I have a fistful of class features that are basically useless only because I have no magic, but I'm wondering if I'd be able to trade them out for things that would, in the short term, prove more useful until John can ever find a way to gain his magical potential back.
At the moment, that doesn't seem equivalent, since it's something that's not useful for something that is useful.
I mean, it was useful when I got my magic back with that that bonus card.
Okay, what do you want to trade out? Do you have something specific in mind?
I don't. I'm mostly just testing the waters.
Okay, I will entertain trade offers, but I will not make a promise at this time.
Trade offer: you receive, I receive.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep trading the same item.
Just back and forth. Start with like a red paper clip and then just keep going until you get a house. Just trade up every single time until you trade it for a house.
Ooh, there you go.
All right. Asena, a garment is taking form around you. He's taking measurements and like just putting little pieces. He can see the whole thing in his eye, in his mind's eye, but you just see random scraps. Lots of dark. There's some velvets. There's some silks. There's some very like layers, right? He's working with more than one layer with some very sheer fabrics that sort of get ruffled in with some velvets and some silks and all in a variety of tones of black. And he puts something on your head and pins it to your hair and then moves his hands away like it's a bomb. And then walks into the back to go shuffle around and find some more supplies, leaving the two of you for at least 30 seconds.
I'm going to talk to John psychically.
Yes.
I know we wanted like a tactical funeral dress, but I'm starting to get worried.
Why are you worried?
This might explode.
Well, it looks like you're in amazing hands, Asena.
He also might poke me. Do you know how many needles are in this thing?
A lot of needles, in fact, from what it seems. But you've had much worse just 2 days ago, to be completely frank.
What was worse than this?
I don't know, facing down an undead abomination.
I can't move.
What? I mean, you can move. It's just best if you don't move.
Best if I don't move.
Would you like something to take your mind off of this?
Well, I have a drink. Hold on. She starts to slowly.
Something crashes and clatters as it's like about behind stage as it reaches your lips.
See? Nothing is safe. Now I'm stuck here.
You're not, you know, Dufran is working his magic. I'm keeping an eye on this. We're going to be fine. Nothing's going to be a problem. You know what? How about this? Chester is going to move on up. John will set down a stool next to Asena, and Chester's going to jump up on the stool to be within petting range as long as she doesn't like
Chester,
move
don't
her
touch
wrist. And so John positions Chester to where, as long as she like barely holds her hand forward and her wrist cocked at a weird angle, she can pet Chester and focus on petting Chester without, moving her arm too far.
Dufran emerges from backstage and freezes when he sees the cat. And vanishes backstage again.
He doesn't like the cat. You should move the cat.
We didn't say that. I don't know what his plan is, but
He stared at it.
he did stare at it. Dufran, is everything all right?
He comes back in with a device that looks like a lamp, but it's got large copper coils where there should be a light bulb.
Oh, I see what's happening here. Chester, you might want to leave.
The cat will not be harmed.
I'm not worried about the cat. It's got a sword. Just be careful, you know?
What?
Shall we have peace? Get.
And the Chester walks up, and as long as his intentions are pure, yeah, Chester's gonna rub up on his leg.
Okay, you see, like, Chester leaves hair behind, and so he'll go ahead and flip a switch on the thing. Chester's hair sort of perks up on edge, and the hair that has been rubbed up on him and has started to drift to nearby areas attaches to this thing.
Is it only the cat hair, or is it all hair?
It's only the cat hair.
No way.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Please do not ask. It's a trade secret. Over the course of the next few minutes, he puts together, he takes measurements, he has a design in the event. When is it?
Oh, by the way, here we go. John's going to go ahead and cast through the Red Kiss Armor of Agathis on Asena, giving her 25 temporary hit points. So,
you know that gives her like icy armor, right?
I mean, it's not real armor, but yeah.
But it's visible.
I mean, we've never really talked about that. It's usually just like an aura, but yeah, I suppose.
Click the spell.
I will click the spell. A protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting a spectral frost that covers you and your gear.
It's visible.
And it's spectral.
Right, so it looks like spectral frost. It's not invisible, though. It would absolutely be something that somebody would see.
It
Also,
seems transparent, though.
Right, but it's still visible. You're still going to freak this person out. And should Dufran accidentally stab her with a single needle, he will explode.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Why did you do this to me?
Well, John is a little bit tipsy right now, and he warns Dufran, hey, don't poke her.
She
I didn't do it.
It's a protective field. It'll explode.
Madam, do you have the gift?
A gift?
Yes, the gift.
He's asking if you got powers, Asena.
Oh, I thought he was asking if I have a gift for him.
Oh, I gave him some wine. That's pretty good.
Mademoiselle, you have been the best customer I've ever had in my shop. You are a perfect model. You do not move at all. It's excellent. That in itself is a gift. But do you have the gift?
What maybe you can describe it and I could let you know if I have it.
No, there's the one who turns into flames and flies through the sky. There's the one who turns into metal and hits people very hard with the head.
That one. She punches people very hard.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Oh, that was the point. We were having a combat dress made.
Oh, maybe he's talking about gifted students.
Precisely. Yes.
Yes.
I require all of the specifications.
All of them?
Yes.
Oh. I would have to move.
And everything that's pinned to you falls off.
Did he just muda unpin?
Yes. The specifications, mademoiselle.
Okay, and can I move now?
Yes.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
She's gonna swig down her drink now that it's safe to finish.
It's good brandy.
And then without destroying anything in the shop, she's going to jump off some walls and do some backflips and some cool landings. And then perhaps use his little dress form as a punching bag. XP.
Yeah.
As this funeral, is this the sort of event you expect the ministers to show up to ruin the moment?
I don't think so, but it
Magically
could
broke.
definitely be possible.
It's Northport. Anything's possible here.
Back up.
And we should, you know, if anything should happen, I would have to protect my maybe mom. And she's kind of a big deal, so this
Yes.
is kind of a big deal.
Very well. Back up, up, up.
Up in the sky?
He points at the bucket.
Oh. She steps on the bucket.
Nah. Stand as if you have just punched a man in the face.
Oh. Okay.
And he starts doing more measurements and pinning things together. Now stand as if you are kicking the man in the face.
Okay.
Now do the jump.
Okay. She's gonna jump and land.
Okay. He makes some adjustments. Again!
Does it again?
Once more.
Third time.
Precisely the time. He'll go ahead and unpin everything and jot down a whole bunch of notes. He's got like a big old piece of that crinkly pattern paper. And you, sir?
Well, and John's
Is there
gonna go
anything
ahead and
you have not told me?
Oh, for me? Yeah, I can do that. And he points at her spectral armor. But I can do like a lot of that. I'd like to be able to move as well.
Very well. Up, 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 up.
Ooh, John, you could do a thing where like you take your gun out really quick.
Ooh, yeah, let's do that. And John starts doing his gun show, but like, you know, not with his arms, with his actual gun.
All right. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, of course. I've done many like this. Yes, yes, yes.
I'm actually gonna try to do the gun thing. Hold on a second. Yeah, 17. John starts spinning his revolver around.
No, very good. Yes, I'm very familiar with this. Yes.
And he'll start tracing various spell seals in the air, and he's gonna try and dodge a fireball very well, but not quite as good as Asena. And you know, just a few other of his the normal things that he goes about doing when he's running around and being John Carmichael. I also thought of over the course of this this display, I know what I want to equivalent exchange if you're up for it.
I'll hear it.
So John has this really cool thing called a saving throw, and he'd like to exchange his proficiency in one saving throw to another.
What to what?
Intelligence to Constitution.
No. Those are not equivalent. Con comes up way more often than int. All right. Dufresne is going to go ahead and step back. This will be a great challenge. And when is the event?
A few days, right, Asena?
Yeah. Was it Sunday?
Monday.
Oh, well, 5 days then. It's Tuesday.
He picks up the golden drink that you gave him, and have you ever seen a man chug but in slow motion, so it's not actually chugging?
Yeah.
Like savoring, carefully sipping, but doing the entire thing.
It's a long draw, I would say.
Exactly. A long draw into the last. Gets a card, hands you a card, hands you a card. It has a phone number and an order number on it, and that's all.
We can pay extra for the rush.
You have already broken my heart. That is payment enough.
I don't know.
Extra payment enough. I still have bills to pay.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll be wrapping it up then.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, good. Stay dry. Yes, goodbye now. Goodbye.
And question, Dufresne, when it comes to your fashion skills, are you able to do more than just make mind-bendingly amazing designs, or are you able to implement trinkets and such into your articles of clothing?
When it comes to the jewelry and the accessories, I turn to Felix.
Felix, okay, excellent. Yes, Felix, is he around here?
Yes, yes. He holds up his hand with a wedding ring on it.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, maybe not this time, but I think that in the future, John kind of looks to Asena. We might want to, have Felix's assistance on the next special order we make for you.
Yeah. Of course.
Very good, very good. Goodbye now. Goodbye. John, are you capable? I don't think you speak Gallian, but do you have any special abilities that let you just comprehend languages? I forget.
Yeah, John has linguistics, as well as I used to have complement languages as a spell, but yeah.
Okay.
He's able to make a linguistics check in order to
Do that.
translate. Okay, perfect. This is, you can decipher bases. Okay, is this going to be a standard text? Okay.
Yeah, this is not an
Alrighty.
obscure language. This is it's a fairly common language.
Okay, perfect. Give me a moment. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat. I'm guessing it would be just this. I don't have anything
Intelligence,
listed.
probably, maybe history.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Natural 20.
Felix, come here at once. A strange man has broken my heart. I have tasted the nectar of the gods, and nothing will ever be the same. Please hold me.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it.
And your order will be done the day before.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Baptiste has been played, which is plus 1d6 either to stab or flirt.
Yes.
Well, what next? He's making me a hat. I think he's making me a hat.
Yes. I was actually wondering, since we have some time and it'll be done a few days from now, a day before, if there's anything that you want added to your accoutrement that Felix can assist with, we have time to think that over. Having some secret gadgets inside of our
What is
clothes. What was that?
What did you say? Accoutrement?
Yeah. If you just want some, some accessories, some gadgets, some things that you'd like to be slipped into your outfit without drawing attention.
Oh, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh, yes. I know that generally your fists are good enough, but if there's anything, if you want secret, I'm sure that we could manufacture some sort of secret pockets if you'd like to bring any of your. Well, you don't really use throwing knives that often.
All of
Mostly just
Dufresne's dresses include pockets. It's one of his signature.
There you go.
We could go to more stores and see if there's something that we like.
Aside from shopping, you have a number of leads you can follow up on.
Mhm.
Lawrence, that race rigging conspiracy that you came upon, John, you have those files. You
Yep.
have the dirty money trail of the Omelons. And you have
Free
shopping.
money, racing, and so I think actually this is right about where we met the urchins. Why don't we go ahead and head back to the the street that I told the urchins I'd meet them at. The post Cassius individuals that maybe aren't so close to him anymore.
Hey, mister. Hey, lady.
Hello there. Do you have any information for us about the gentleman I was looking for?
Yep. I think I heard a thing or two. I can't remember if I heard a thing or two. What was it? If only I could just. It's like it's right
Lad, I gave you a gold the last time we asked.
Oh,
Do you really want to be going through this again?
hey, it was worth a shot. Okay. So your man was hiding with the prince, right? The under prince Cassius before.
Yes.
Well, he went back.
Oh, interesting. Was this a friendly calling kind of scenario or something worse?
I think Cassius is going to leave town.
Interesting. Is that because of the return of the old man, or
He tried to play the big guy, and then he did something. He muttered something and wagged his hands at him, and Cassius was just stood there, mum shut, not moving a muscle, barely breathing. All the old guy
Cassius's
did his thing.
underlair was right around here, right?
Yes, it's under Darcy Street.
On Darcy Street. Okay, very good. Excellent. Anything else of import we should know about?
He took a bunch of stuff and he took off towards the cemetery.
Oh, he took off. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
Just an hour ago, mister.
Do you have anyone who's continually trailing him?
Yeah, but I mean, that's halfway across town. I won't hear back for a little bit.
John takes out a gold piece. Why don't you go ahead and take me to where you think he's going to be?
Right this way. And the urchin's going to lead you down into the sewers.
Oh,
And-
great.
Navigating them effortlessly. There's some other folks who are around who just sort of, look over and speed it. And they'll go ahead and just move on. And it'll bring you up near Pioneer Park and the cemetery.
And we'll go about looking for Booker.
It is pouring rain now. And you find the man sitting next to a mausoleum. Soaked, his hair just like stringy down his forehead. His glasses fogged over so you can't see his eyes. He's got a big old box, like a waterproof, one of those steamer chests that you would take on a long ocean cruise next to him. How the spindly man moved it, there's no way to tell.
Did you want to go talk to him first?
Oh, sure.
He's kind of your maybe mentor, so give you first crack at it.
I don't know if he's done a lot of mentoring, but
Well, he did look out for you in a time when no one else would. That's got to count for something, right?
you think he's sad?
I think he's thinking. And I think he has a lot to be sad about.
Thinking is dangerous.
I think he could definitely use a conversation with Asena.
Okay.
Just try to cut him some slack, okay?
Cut him
He cares
slack.
about you.
I will be right back. The dog is losing her mind and I want to make sure everything's all right. Welcome back. Everything's fine. Nothing's broken. The dog is just dumb.
Dog is dog.
Dog is dog. When last we left our heroes, they were in the graveyard, rain pouring down as Lawrence Booker Greene contemplated the nearby mausoleums. The two of you were standing off to the side, the occasional passing car flickering through the rain, illuminating his face for brief moments.
I'll head over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought that leaving you alone was going to be fine, but John seemed kind of worried about it.
He nods.
Are you fine?
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I have a little bit of that. I went shopping.
I mean, I wasn't entirely sure this. I'm surprised I lived to see this. And I haven't really thought past it. And now it's done, and this place isn't my home. The place I left behind isn't really my home anymore. Just don't know what to do.
You know, I feel that a little. I mean, I'm sure you don't need me to spell it out for you, but my home got raided, moved here. This was home for a little while, but now I know that there's all these different places. Not really sure where my home is either. I don't know if that makes you feel any better, though.
He smiles just a little bit. I had thought that when we destroyed Sepulcher, everything would balance out. Everything that I'd ever done it'd be lifted. And it just isn't. And I don't know what I can do to fix it.
Like, you thought you'd feel better?
Yeah, I did. It shows not even the old are always wise.
Well, I'm pretty old. Not Asena, but my Dargan.
But that's not who you are. You're Asena. You're not Goltharius.
Why can't it be? What's the difference?
You have your own stealth. You aren't scattered across the cosmos. You like pickle dogs and punching things, and you lived with wolves, and you can sing. And those are all you, not Goltharius.
So you're saying you need more you?
Maybe, yes. I hadn't thought of it that way.
It sounds exciting to me. I mean, now you get to go find you.
Asena, there's so much that you don't know. That you shouldn't have to. It's not your responsibility to know. What I did here is only scratching the surface. I've made choices and sacrifices that left behind permanent scars, harm that cannot be undone. And I need to do something with it. And I can only think of one thing right now.
Who are you thinking of?
When we destroyed Sepulcher, we silenced a cry that was reaching out across the skies to the thing that spawned it. And maybe this world is going to be safe from that now, but it just means it's going to turn to another. My actions were part of this. I fed that thing with my choices. I lent strength to his voice to make that call. And I don't think that other worlds deserve the fate that we spared this one.
Other worlds have been. Hold on, just give me a second. You think other worlds should die?
No, I think they shouldn't.
Oh, opposite. Okay.
Yeah, Atropus may not be coming here anymore, but it's going to go somewhere else. It's going to find other worlds full of life that might have been spared if it had come for us instead.
Well, I think going to go get that Atropus guy is like on the list.
Okay. Yeah, it's on the list.
If once we kill Atropus, will you feel better?
I don't think it matters then. I think that for whatever time I have left, I have to keep trying.
You say that like you're dying or something.
I mean, not soon. There are things I don't think you can really make up for. Things that are, when they're broken, and you can't fix them. You can't go back and undo them. I think the only response is to spend the rest of your life fixing things that you can fix or stopping things from being broken. And I think that's what I have to do.
I mean, that's pretty noble if you want to go sort of even it out, but
It can't be evened out. Every single life, it can't just be traded for another one. They're all unique. I don't think it works that way.
you know, this is tough because I feel like you feel really bad about what you did. But if you didn't do it, I wouldn't be fucking awesome.
No, but I think what I need to do, Asena, is get past the feeling bad part. Because that little girl who died that day, maybe she would have been awesome too. But we're never going to know.
She also could have been awful. You don't know.
It's true. It's true. You're better at these things than you think. And a little bit of a smile comes back to his face.
Glad I could help a little, but you're still sad.
But I think I know what to do about it.
We're going to make a list and then go make everything right.
He'll stand up, nod in approval, and look over at John.
Happen on the nominational holiday.
Technically speaking, with Drayden dead and Aloysius dead and Reaver and Warcrow not really in the picture, I'm the highest ranking member of the army of the Eclipse. And I know things that those hedge witches never could have dreamed of.
Also, you're a surviving active member of the Pact Malefic,
Yes.
which gives you access to the tower and all the knowledge within. That's a great step forward in our mission.
I don't think I want to share that with the people of this world. I don't want to darken their doorstep.
Well,
But
lucky
do you-
for you, we're not of this world.
What are you saying, John?
Well, what I'm saying is I've been trying to make a deal with Stormcrow when really all I need is your blessing. Like Asena said, we need to stop Atropus and all of the rest of the elder evils that are plaguing the multiverse. As you said, there's terrible things out there that are happening and stopping Asenas and pre-Asenas and post-Asenas, whatever is out there in the world that you want to hold yourself responsible for. And we can do something about it. And with your help and the knowledge that what the terrible things that you've done in your past, you're not going to be able to make up for it. You're right. But you don't need to throw away that loaded gun just because you shot somebody if you can use it to save others.
Give me a persuasion. Go ahead.
I get it. He could nominate you.
Or we can just skip that entirely and he can just look up the information for us.
Oh, instead of John having to do a bad thing.
Exactly.
He looks.
Although I wouldn't mind joining up, but you know.
Here's what goes on Lawrence Booker Greene's face. Horrified when Asena suggests sponsoring him to join the Alliance. Relieved and agreeing when John says he could just get him in there. Back to horrified when John says he wouldn't mind.
He says it with a wink and a smile.
Okay.
If John has to, he's only ever wanted to join the Pact Malefic to get that knowledge. If he has someone who can just he's all about bypassing the rules. If he can bypass the rules, that's much better.
Yes. Let's. That would be better, John. That would be better. Do you have a way back?
Oh yeah. We're actually going to be working on our means right within the next few days.
Okay. Let me know when you do. Because until then, I'm going to be tracking down the army of the Eclipse, telling them that I'm in charge, and teaching them some real magic.
Oh. Are you going to be taking this faction and changing it from the inside out or from the top down?
Yes.
All right. Well, good luck. That sounds amazing. How, I mean, not that you can put a time frame on that, but how long should we expect you to be MIA? And do we have a way to communicate with you so I don't have to pay a bunch of urchins to track you down?
Does he have... You know what? He's going to spend some time... I'll make a set of sending stones, John.
Oh.
Unless you happen to have another one of those on hand.
I do, but it's going to take some time to, get it charged up and ready for you. So, I mean, some sending stones would be ideal.
Very well. Very well. Once I have a place, the Aloysius Mansion, the Carrington Mansion. Yes. Asena, can you help me?
Yes.
I think the best thing to do with your grandfather's legacy is to turn it to do some good for this world. To make the Carrington Estate the new headquarters of the Society of the Eclipse.
Oh.
Then I'd be in town, not hard to track down, able to look out for this world while you're gone.
I
But-
think maybe Mom would like it.
Depending. She may have complicated feelings about the matter. If you could put in a word for me. I think that's what I need to do. And get a cab and get out of this rain.
And then you could teach me necromancy stuff so I don't have to kill 10 kobold.
I'm going to assume that's a good idea.
Yeah, the 10 kobold thing, that was a backup plan if we had to join. That was don't worry about that. We kind of decided that out of all the people we care about, all of the allies that we love, 10 kobold's the one we care about and love least of all because he's an asshole.
Well, wasn't it that guy in that tower with the Sibidian?
Are you talking about Anonymous?
Yeah, he wanted me to kill 10 kobold when he was a lizard so that way he could teach me some cool spells.
Yeah, that's just fiends, Asena. Always looking for an angle. Wheeling and dealing. If they can get your soul, they get a reward.
Oh my gosh, I just realized. We have a distance quill with Jisha, Shiori, and then Gaston. That's hilarious.
Ah, that's right. Well, that way, that's going to make it a lot easier to deliver your invitation to Orvi and
Yeah,
Jisha.
absolutely. That's great.
That's not a bad idea, especially if we get maybe Mom to marry the prince. She moves out, you move in.
Well, to clarify, Pods, the estate, the big mansion in Greenvine, is just where Grandpa lived because
Oh,
maybe
Grandpa's
Mom
mansion.
has her apartment. She could have lived with Grandpa in the mansion, but she has her penthouse instead. She moved out. So he was the only, and technically Philip used to live in the manor and still had a room there, but he really spent all of his time downtown and more recently with Opal. So it's not vacant, but it's effectively vacant at this point with his death. And you know how much your mom is into seances and the occult and stuff. Lawrence knows the real stuff. None of this petty little magic.
We do the weird stuff.
All right. Well,
Speaking of weird stuff, do you happen to know where Reaver is? He didn't return with us on the...
no. I imagine he has a lot of the same questions I do, just from a different angle. There's no sense in bothering him until he's ready to make his appearance. Did you need somebody killed?
Well, I mean, that's just it. I mean, we kind of need all... I'd like to at least know where all of our pieces are so we can align them properly when the time comes. And Reaver, though he kind of got his ass kicked back there, attribute that to dumb luck, I would assume, more than anything. I've heard he's useful and he was of assistance to us. I would assume that he'd be down to help awful eldritch beings since he had his life ruined by one.
Yeah. I can cast sending, and if he chooses to respond, he'll respond. And if he doesn't, there's no use in going after him.
Yeah, understandable. Hey, mate, quick question as well. This is... Never mind, I answered my own question. Ignore me.
Okay. All right. Lawrence is, unless you have anything else, he's going to get a cab, take his giant steamer chest full of things that he had not destroyed and told his elemental to wipe out when he left Cassius's underbelly. And with a renewed sense of purpose, this scholar is ready to go start a new faction.
Sending stones? Is that happening?
It's going to be a while. Those you don't craft those overnight.
Okay, well, John will go ahead and give him an earpiece. It's only... Here's the notes I have on it. It's a few miles local, and then when it comes to distance, it says a lot further, because he never gave us specific thing, so it's not going to be cross continent as far as I can tell.
Correct. It definitely works within the city. So he'll put that in. You can reach him as long as he's in the city, and you're in the city or on the outskirts.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before he takes off?
I guess that's it. We'll just wish him farewell, and I think we'll. Gosh, I can't think of anything else other than just
We'll tell him. I'm really glad you're sticking around.
I'm glad you're here too.
I'm gonna give him a wooden spoon.
He is like the only person in your circle of friends who actually knows about that. So he will take that absolutely with a grin.
John's gonna go ahead and carve his initials into it, hands it to Asena to carve her initials into it if she so chooses.
The spoon of friendship.
Yeah.
What's the spoon for?
Usually soup. Rice maybe.
Okay.
You.
Enjoy your soup with my initial.
He tucks it into his coat, catches a cab, and zooms off into the dark and stormy night.
And on the off chance that John never gets his mojo back or can give it to Hara, John's going to request something of Lawrence to just have to locate them if they need to.
Okay. Aside from the sending stone, he'll work on it. He's hoping to get, if he can get the Society of the Eclipse going again. Excuse me. He owned this antique shop and he knows how to get all these. He has contacts in this world that can help him get rare components to use for magic research. That was one of your first clues that he wasn't who you thought he was when you found him. If he can get his networks back up and going, he'll be able to work on magic items and such for you.
Oh, also, now that you bring that up, good point. We had a couple of things that we took from his place the last time we were there. One of them was a very powerful spell that you said only needed a few more reagents to get up and running. Would he be able to help with that?
I think it was a protection from undead scroll.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, he can finish that with a couple of days' work.
Cool. That's
less useful now that Centipulcher's dead, but good to have.
I mean, I would say that's never not useful.
All right. It is just about time for your suggestion spell to wear off.
Oh, very good. That sounds great.
Which means your mole friend has probably dug into Department 7's dungeons.
Hell yes. And I guess we'll go ahead and head to Department 7 then, but via the mole tunnel.
All right. You take the secret mole tunnels under the very river itself, deep within the surface of the earth, beneath the city. And when you make your way up where Department 7 or the federal building should be, you notice that the tunnel has bored through several layers of concrete and metal, including lead.
Oh, interesting.
And when you pop up below, roll perception checks, both of you. 10 and a 31. John, as you get closer, you hear breathing. You hear the creaking of, it's not leather. Those are, I don't know what they had in the way of bulletproof vests back then, but that's like heavy duty gear. And just the faintest brush and the light smell of gun oil.
John's going to go ahead and send his camera ahead of them.
Okay. It flies up. And you can see that, again, the basement of this place was very heavily fortified, including a layer of lead to block scrying and scanning.
Yeah.
When it gets higher up, you see a team of federal agents all with semi-automatic weapons surrounding the gigantic hole that dug into their basement.
John's gonna call Hank.
Okay. Mr. Carmichael.
Hey there, how's it going?
We had an unexpected guest today. Don't suppose you'd know anything about that.
I would, absolutely. That was a villain that was tumbling around town. You're welcome, by the way.
You know, he's been on our list long enough that I'm not going to tell anybody where to send the lawsuit for property damage. Actually, no, we're just going to sue him. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll leave your name out of this.
Thank you kindly.
Thanks for the freebie. What can I do for you?
Well, can I? Are you available? Can I come up? We're in the tunnel as we speak.
Now's not a great time. You know what? Go ahead.
Can you meet us down there?
No, why don't you come up here instead?
Is there a surprise waiting for me up there instead?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Have you heard from anyone from the society? That's why I'm calling.
Click.
Yeah, let's leave.
So we're not going?
Correct. Yeah, this is so let's and we're gonna go ahead and turn around and start going back the way we came. Hank wants us to head up and instead of coming and meeting us. And when I asked if anyone from my old work is present, he hung up on me. And so he has information, he's at least been contacted, and he might be in the presence of whoever could be on our tail. He said that quite a while ago, there were those from my previous employers that were trying to track me down because they think that I'm trying to destroy the universe. And he's been doing his best to keep them off our tail. But, you know, it'd be just my luck if after coming off of the reins of destroying a dark god, they would come and knocking. So I think it's best that that I lay low and we get the hell out of here right now. That was about as much confirmation as I needed right now.
All right.
So how are the two of you leaving?
Quickly.
Okay. You start hustling down the tunnel.
John's going to go ahead and put up a silent image that just looks like it ends in a rock wall.
Okay. As you proceed, you hear a faint humming, echoing, shimmering. Down the pit drops a two silver spheres, one after the other. They appear to be completely smooth, no seams or anything, made out of metal, or perhaps even it might be like liquid metal, like mercury, but it's not rippling at all. It's in a perfect sphere. It's just got that weird quality to it. You can't tell if it's liquid or solid. And it's surrounded by pearly, willowy, flowing light. They both hit the ground. They rise up into the air. And they start hurtling down the tunnel directly towards you.
Oh, goody.
What is it?
Trouble. I don't know.
What it is a cliffhanger. Tune in next time as we continue the adventures of Coriander Society featuring Ninja Man Matt and Pods of War. Thank you everyone for joining us and have a great night.